Vishnu IAS Daily News Protocol. As our initiative, we have been continuing with this initiative called Daily News Protocol to give our current affairs from Hindu News. Today, let us look at the most important articles of the Hindu. Areas under ASPA regime reduced. What is ASPA is something we are going to look at. Armed Forces Special Powers Act 1958. This act has first come into regime This act has first come into picture due to Quit India movement. After Quit India movement, to suppress the act, the British government has come up with this act. But after India became independent, this act has remained. Today, here we will look at two important aspects. Who has the power to declare any region as a disturbed region under ASPA? 1. Central government. Ministry of Home Affairs has the power to declare any area as a disturbed area. Also, the governor of the state can also declare any area as a disturbed area. Presently, there are few states under this act: Assam, parts of Arunachal Pradesh, Manipur, Nagaland and Jammu and Kashmir. The present news article talks about reducing the parts of this state from ASPA region. Under this act, armed forces and central police forces will be given immense powers. They can even kill anybody who is contravening with the law. They can check anybody without a warrant and arrest them. The next article is about BIMSTEC. Recently, fifth summit of BIMSTEC has taken place. Recently, fifth summit of BIMSTEC has taken place. Firstly, we will look at what BIMSTEC is. BIMSTEC is Bay of Bengal Initiative for Multi-Sectoral Technical and Economic Cooperation. And what are the countries under the BIMSTEC? It is India, Nepal, Bhutan, Bangladesh, Myanmar, Sri Lanka and Thailand. It is very evident that all these countries are surrounding the Bay of Bengal, and that's why the grouping is called as BIMSTEC initiative. What is the fifth summit and why is it important? Under this fifth summit, a charter has been signed. A charter formalizes an organization into a formal grouping. That's why this summit becomes very important. The main outcomes of this summit is, as we discussed, the charter, which formalizes a grouping into a formal grouping. This also revitalizes the grouping because after 2014, the grouping has rarely met. And in this grouping, there are 7 major pillars that has been designed to revitalize the grouping. And in these 7 pillars, India took a major decision to lead the pillar called security. And we know how important the security is. It also adopted Master Plan for Transport Connectivity. This broadly categorizes a framework This broadly is a framework of connectivity among all the countries of BIMSTEC and thus becomes a very important part of BIMSTEC. And here we also signed 3 important memorandums. BIMSTEC Convention of Mutual Legal Assistance in Criminal Matters, BIMSTEC Memorandum of Understanding on Mutual Cooperation in the Field of Diplomatic Training, and Memorandum of Association of Establishment of BIMSTEC Technology Transfer Facility. India has been wanting to play a major role in the regional connectivity and regional groupings. After SAARC, BIMSTEC has proven the most important part because unlike SAARC, Pakistan is not present here, and that's why we need to form a stronger association with all these countries, and thus SAARC becomes a very important part of our discussion. Next, the most important part of this discussion is that recently an agreement has been formed between Assam and Meghalaya chief ministers under the presence of Minister of Home Affairs. Look at this border, Assam and Meghalaya. Meghalaya has been carved out of Assam under the Reorganization Act 1971, and ever since this law has come into picture, there are a lot of disputes among the border. These areas are Upper Tharabari, Gazang Reserve Forest, Hahim, Langpi, Bardwar, Boklapara, Nongwa, Matamur, Kanapara Pilankata, Deshamormaya Block 1, Block 2, Kandoli and Retachera. Kindly remember these names. You need not remember all the names, but when you see these names, you have to understand that these form important part of the dispute of Meghalaya and Assam. These can be asked in your prelims. And the last and final article of today's daily news protocol. SE goes faster on delivery of orders. It becomes a major part of judicial reforms. What is FASTER? FASTER stands for Fast and Secure Transmission of Electronic Record System. Why is this FASTER system adopted? You know that hard copies are sometimes delayed to send to the across. That's why FASTER has been adopted. They are e-authenticated orders that is transferred through a secure transmission system. This is very important because a lot of times, for example, in Agra, few months back, the order has been given by the court to grant the bail, but the prisoners were not released because the hard copies were not reached to the office. Often, this becomes very important because police and other personnel might take abusive powers into their hands. To resolve this system, FASTER system has been adopted. So that the warranted arrests, the bail orders, etc. can be reached at a faster system instead of delivering through hard copies, thus forming a very important of a fundamental article 22, right to life. Thank you. That is all for today, and tomorrow we'll come up with another interesting session of daily news protocol.